Some people say that being the Flash, he would have a horrible sex life. I don't think so. I just think sometimes he blows his load too fast. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Coffee and Comics. I am your host, Jay Wheeler. How's everyone doing? We're doing alright? Alright. So, as we get closer and closer, there's like, what, 3 days left? Actually, today's Tuesday. If you're going to Thursday, then you have like a day left before Comic-Con goes on. And, yeah, there's going to be a shit ton of stuff going on Thursday and Friday and Saturday, Sunday. You know what I'm saying. But today, I'm going to give you a little bit of news, and then we're going to talk about this guy and how DC is now focusing on this guy for the next movie. So, that's a good idea. But let's get into the news first, and then we'll talk about this guy. So, there's more pictures coming up, showing up of how the convention center is getting set up for the Marvel stage, the Captain America stage. There's already like huge advertisements around the convention center for Amazing Spider-Man, Walking Dead. Like I said, Captain America. I've already seen some pictures and they look amazing. So it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be great. Everything's gonna be cool. You know, it's just gonna be mind blowing. I'm just excited. All right. Secondly, there's a release date for the S.H.I.E.L.D adaptation TV show. It's going to be on September 24th. That's a Tuesday. So look out for that on ABC. They didn't give a me. They didn't give a me. They did not specify a time on when it's going to start. Like 8, 9. But it's just going to be out on 24th or Tuesday. So look out for that. And the September there'll be more information. Probably at Comic-Con. And there'll be more information as September comes around. So September's not that far away actually, because it's almost August already. So it's going to be around the corner. So don't be like, oh, well, Jay, I don't have to worry about it right now because it's September and we're only in July. Listen, you say that now, but probably you'll blink and it'll already be like August 15th. They're like, whoa, we have a month left. So don't, don't think you're not too far ahead. It's coming. All right, now, I want to talk more about The Flash and how DC is focusing on The Flash. And there was an article of 10 things, 10 things that The Flash really needs in order to have a great movie. Okay? Now, there's about, let's say, I'll say 5 right now because I have a huge list, but my 5 top superheroes of all time would be obviously Batman, Superman, The Flash, who else? Nightwing, and Jason Todd. I would pick any of those people to have those kind of powers. So number one, I don't know where to start because there's so many things to start with the Flash. I mean, as the New 52 keeps going, we keep seeing more and more really awesome things that the Flash starts to have. Like now now there's a Speed Force in his head. So before a situation even happens, he can throw out situations and see how they would work out, and then already have done it after he's just thought of it, which that's ridiculously super brain. He obviously fastest man alive. His suit is no longer just like a regular suit. Now it's like armor. So it's kind of like Iron Man, but at the same time it's not. It kind of just like he has a ring, it shoots out, and then attaches it to himself as he's running hella fast. So now that's the comic book. Okay, the comic book is the comic book. You can basically almost do anything with the comic book because, you know, It's on paper. Now, getting from on paper to the big screen, completely different story. Okay? Now, DC made a big mistake of trying to make Green Lantern dark, just dark. It was Green Lantern's not really dark. I mean, yes, the Blackest Night was a Green Lantern, was dark in the Green Lantern series, but it wasn't just the Green Lantern series that the Blackest Night was on. It was going through the whole DC universe, so therefore it doesn't count as like having Green Lantern being dark and gritty. So let's not make the Flash dark and gritty. The Flash is it's amazing colors. It's amazing colors and visual effect. Not really effects, but visual things that you, when you're reading, be like, holy crap, that would be pretty awesome to do or see in a movie. So, I mean, obviously, you obviously want to start with Barry Allen. You don't want to go Wally West. You don't want to go 31st century Kid Flash. You want to go the original Barry Allen Flash. So you gotta stick to the first guy. Can't go, even though there's like I would say 6 Flashes. You want to stay true to the first Flash, because if this Flash is going to be in the Justice League, you need to stick with the original Flash. Okay? Now, I was going to say secondly, but I'm not even going in numbers. So, okay. Now, as I'm losing my train of thought here, who do we want as the Flash? Who do we want to play as the Flash? A lot of people said in the beginning Bradley Cooper. I don't know. Bradley Cooper, he's cool, he's charismatic, he's kind of funny, but I don't think he's Barry Allen material. He could be Wally West material, but not Barry Allen material. So, for me, who comes to mind is the guy that's played Jax, the guy that played Jax in Sons of Anarchy. Can't really remember his real name. Sorry. Or I don't know what I'm saying. Give me a second. Yes, the guy that's played Jax in Sons of Anarchy and just played in Pacific Rim, I think would be a good Barry Allen because, sorry, because he's got that build. He's not really like ripped, but he's got that kind of like runner's skinny but yet muscular kind of body. Also, Zachary Levi. The Flash, Barry Allen is, he's kind of bumbling. He's kind of awkward. He's nerdy because obviously he wears bow tie. He does forensic. He loves doing science. He's got, he's got jokes. Let's put it that way. So, those are two that I would think would be great as Barry Allen. Also, Jim from The Office. Another great Flash. But, see, there can only be one Flash, so I would think that would be a very hard decision because who are you going to get to actually portray Barry Allen? Yes, Barry Allen is a made-up character, and the Flash is very unrealistic, but, I mean, why don't you embrace that unrealisticness, because that's what movies are. Movies are unrealistic stuff sometimes. I mean, Despicable Me, Superman, all those kind of movies, that kind of genre of movies are very unrealistic. So, I mean, you can't really... What I'm trying to say is, don't try to make everything so realistic, because you can't. Because if you try too hard in making it realistic, you lose sight of how awesome the character is. Because if you use that, if you go, oh, let's see how we can make the Flash realistic, you tried that already. They tried that in the 80s, making this ripped out, hulked out Flash. that didn't really last that long as a TV series. So I would say stick to the unrealistic side of the Flash and use that to your advantage, DC. What else? Obviously the director. You need a good director to make a good Flash movie. You need a good director to make a good movie in general. Now, to make a awesome Flash movie, you need an awesome director that understands how the Flash should be portrayed, and again, how to not bring so much realistic stuff into a comic book movie. It's like I said before, and it's like I've heard before, don't put realism into a comic book. Put comic book stuff into realistic life. So, say that this guy actually did exist in the real world. How would how would all of his, his world, how would the comic book world affect the real life, affect the real world? You know, Also, you need a good bad guy, so you need Captain Cold. You can't go obscure villains from The Flash. You can't go Mirror Master, or you can't go Trickster. You have to go original first villain, Captain Cold. And I would think to go 52 Captain Cold, not like Ray Gun Captain Cold, where it's kind of cheesy. So I would go Captain Cold that can make, have use ice as his weapons that are like infused in his DNA. Not Mr. Freeze gun cold, but infused in his DNA cold. So as he makes a fist, an iceberg or ice just covers his whole arm, and he can use that. Because the Flash's one weakness is his legs. Take out his legs, the Flash is not really there. He can't do much. So yes. So if that made sense to you, thank you for listening. Sorry for just kind of sporadically throwing things at you. I tried to make it as understandable as possible in my head, but as I was saying it, it was getting all jumbled, and you got this. So, yeah. But I hope you all have a great day. Please read more comic books. Please subscribe, or, the thing that says, the big red button. Subscribe. And I will see you all later.